Hi guys, so today we're gonna do screen replacement for a Dell XPS 13. The particular model number is 9360, but the same instructions will work for a Dell XPS 13 9350. So this one has a screen which has a problem. It has lines coming down the screen. I checked everything. The motherboard is good, the cable is good. It's just the screen which has a hairline crack, so therefore it needs to be replaced. Now we already have a brand new screen here. If you wonder where I got it, just again use eBay or use Amazon. There's the two venues where I get most of my parts. Well, at least screens, that's where I'm getting them from. You can do a search by the model number of your computer. So without further ado, this is the Dell XPS 13. Okay, so let me show you how to remove the screen and replace it with a fully working one. Okay, so okay. So for disassembling of this computer, you have 8 screws on the side of the computer, plus under this latch you have one more screw. You're gonna need a T5 or a T6 bit. T5 will work, but it's a little bit loose. I'm using a T6. We're gonna remove these 8 screws. Typically, wherever you buy the LCD from, the screen from, they will send you, if you don't have the screwdriver, they will send you two cheap screwdrivers, but they should do the work. They're gonna be something like this, or something like this one. So you know, I'm not gonna use those, but just in case you don't have, you can use those. Okay. Let's see here. So we removed all the Torx screws, and now we're gonna use a Phillips bit to remove the screw right under this latch. Now with that screw removed, you're gonna take a little pry tool and you're gonna insert it here and just pop the back cover up, just like this. I'm gonna lift the back cover, and first thing we're gonna do, we will disconnect the battery. You don't want to work on a computer which the battery is connected, as you might short stuff up. This is the connector for the battery. You can just grab on the cable and slightly pull it towards you. Don't put too much pressure. If it doesn't come out, you can use a little tweezer to just help the connector come off. Okay, now we have the battery removed, and now we're gonna disconnect on the left hand side. Right here, there's the connector for the LCD itself. We're gonna remove it from the main board. Try to keep all the screws together, I mean separate, so you're not gonna confuse them. Now this one has a little bit of a plastic tab. If you pull directly onto it, you might be able to remove it, but what I do, I put a little screwdriver here, and I'm just helping myself to have a little bit more of a leverage over it. And now this cable, it comes right here around the fan. We're gonna try to jimmy it out. Okay, that's out. And same thing here. Now on this side, you'll notice that there is another connector. That particular connector is the connector for the So we're gonna remove this connector. Don't try not to really pull on the cable because the cables are very thin and they might actually broke. I'm using a tweezer to push against it. Now that one is removed, so we have the LCD cable disconnected. Now we're gonna move on to the other side. By the way, the same instructions work for a touch screen or a non-touch screen LCD. My particular computer here, it's a touch screen, and the only difference would be that this one actually has one extra connector, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. And the extra connector would be this guy right here, which is the touch screen connector. We're gonna pull that one out. Okay. Then we're gonna remove the camera connector, just push it out, and then we have the Wi-Fi antennas, which first we'll have to unscrew this screw and with a tweezer lift on the metal connector, not on the cable itself as it might break. So lift the metal connector straight up, and that is removed. We can remove the Wi-Fi card. We're gonna put it back very soon. Now the LCD hinges are caught up by two screws, so we'll see it 1, 2. But first, before we remove that, so we make things easier for you, we're gonna open the computer at a 90-degree angle. Then we're gonna put the computer with the screen hanging on the side of the table, and now we can actually get to remove the hinge screw. Now the reason I did that is because if the screws are removed, you're gonna have a little bit of a problem bringing the hinge to a 90-degree angle where you can actually just lift the screen right off. And now we're gonna go on the other side, and we have two screws here as well. Okay. Now with the screws being removed, we're just gonna lift the screen straight up, and that's it. The screen is removed. We're gonna take the new screen, we're gonna put it straight down. Okay, make sure the hinges, they go in. They have two little holes which they have to go through. We're gonna tie up the screws. Two. And the other two screws on the other side. Okay, now we can slowly close the screen. Okay, let me just remove this tape which is holding the cables together. Okay. And as I was saying, we're just gonna close the computer just like that. Okay, now don't do it too fast because this particular model, they have known issues with the hinges, where the part where the hinges is attached to the palm rest, it just breaks because it's a shitty design. Now we're gonna reattach the cables. We're gonna start with the LCD cable. Okay. Well, first we're gonna put the card reader cable in. right there, and then we're gonna route this cable under the fan. Okay, just right there. You don't have to remove the fan, okay, in order to do this. It's just this one might be a little bit tricky to put it in, because in order to remove the fan you'll have to remove the motherboard. If it doesn't go in smoothly, we can remove the battery, but I don't think we'll have to do that. Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna take care of that. Actually, we're gonna remove the battery. It's very easy. There are 1, 2, 3 and 4 screws which is holding the battery together. We're gonna lift the battery slightly, just enough to allow us to route the cable under the fan, just like this. Okay, the cable it's in. We're gonna push this connector right there straight down, just like this. It should make like a snap sound. We're gonna put back the retaining bracket and put the 2 screws in. Okay, and now we're gonna move on to the other side, and we're gonna reattach. The touchscreen cable right there. You just wanna push it right in. Use your nail to do that. Okay, try not to use the metal when you're pushing it back in, because the metal might slip and you might damage some other components right there. So that's connected. We're gonna put back the Wi-Fi card, and we have the antenna cables, which we're gonna put. The black one goes first on the right hand side where it says AUX, which means the auxiliary one. Okay, we're just gonna push it down, and then we're gonna put the white cable where it says main. It's a little bit awkward for me because I have the camera in between me and the surface I'm working on. Okay, so the white cable it's on. I'm gonna put the retaining bracket on top. Okay, and put the screw in. Okay, that's done. We can move the cables so they go nice around the hinge. Let's put the screws back for the battery. So the battery is back in place. 1, 2, 3, and the last one, it's right here where it says M1.6X. And now we can connect the battery. Okay, do it with your fingers, don't use any metal, for the same reason as by pushing it the metal might slip and it might actually damage something on the board itself. Now I'm gonna put back the back cover. Okay, make sure all the cables are out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna change the bit to the T6 one, and we're gonna start from the top. Okay, don't over tie them. Okay. It's a little bit awkward to work with the camera in front of you because it's gonna limit your range of motion and it's gonna interfere with your vision as well, but it is what it is. So I'm a little bit slow at putting these screws. Okay. Okay, and the last one here. And now we're gonna switch the bit. We're gonna take the Phillips one and we're gonna put the last screw, which is right there. And that's about it. Now, to show you that it is working, okay. Here we go, we have the Dell logo. So our job is done. There's no more lines going down the screen, so that's about it. The Windows is loading. I'm gonna stop the video right here, and yeah, that was it. Not sure how long this took, probably about 15-20 minutes. Take your time though, don't try to make it fast. The main goal is to make it properly so you don't damage anything else in the process, which might turn to be a little bit more of an expensive repair, and then you will need the help of a repair shop. So any questions, feel free to ask on my channel. I'll try to answer to the best of my abilities. I don't really have time to monitor the questions, but I'll try to make some time. And yeah, that's that. Here we go, just so you see it. Screen, it's working beautifully. Again, if this video helped you in any way, please like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to make as many videos as I can as time affords. And till next time, take care of yourself. Bye bye, have a good one.